Lines E and F are parallel. A transversal is a line that cuts across parallel lines. This transversal makes angles A and B with the parallel lines. We see that A and B are equal to each other. A and B are called corresponding angles. So even if I move the two parallel lines, the lines are still parallel, they remain parallel, but A and B are always equal to each other. They change in value, but they remain equal to each other. C and D are another pair of corresponding angles. It is an axiom that corresponding angles are equal. That means it is believed to be self-evident that corresponding angles are equal to each other. We cannot prove it. An axiom is a building block for later proofs. Angles A and D are called opposite angles. So are angles B and C actually. So if two lines cross each other, we have pairs of opposite angles formed. Of course, we have another pair of opposite angles here. This angle here and this angle here are a pair of opposite angles. They're equal to each other also. So are these two. To prove that opposite angles are equal to each other, we draw in an angle that's next to both of these opposite angles. I'm calling this angle E. If we add A and E together, we get 180 degrees because we have a straight line formed. If we add E and D together, we have another straight line formed, so we get 180 degrees as well. So we see that A plus E equals E plus D, because they're both equal to 180 degrees, so we just subtract E from both sides and we get the proof that A is equal to D. Finally, we have what are called alternate angles. D and B are alternate angles. A more descriptive name for alternate angles is Z angles. We get the Z shape formed. So these two angles are the Z angles. It's a fact that these angles are equal. To prove that, we note that A is equal to B. Well, they're corresponding angles. That's an axiom. We can't prove that. We accept that as being true. A is equal to D. Well, we've just proven that. They're opposite angles. So we see that both B and D are equal to the same thing, namely A. So that means that B must equal D. Now, there are other alternate angles in this picture. I'll just mark in them. Here's another pair. These angles are equal. We have a kind of a elongated or stretched Z formed, but they're Z angles.